Yeah, thank you. So you can see my screen, right? Can you see my screen, Prashant? Okay, let me check. Okay, thanks for confirmation, Madhukar, and welcome again. Welcome back to the Vijayawada community group for marketers. And I think this is the last session within for this year. I hope, right, Prashant. So I think we are ending this session on a great note, and definitely this is something where everybody can learn in terms of the cross channel marketing perspective. Because when we are talking about ad studio, right, because people, very minimal people knows about the excitement about advertising studio inside marketing cloud, and then people want to understand more on how it can leverage and how we would like to bring the data. Because in order to find your lookalike audience, or in order to place an ad, you need to understand where the source of audience is typically coming from, right? So there is a situation, but before I'm going to jump, but let me introduce myself. I think most of you all know me, myself, Anindra. I'm sitting in Singapore. I'm a technology head within Epistoki. Epistoki is the platinum consulting partner company, and I'm a group leader in Singapore as well for marketers, and I'm a marketing champion. And so I was keen to work with many of the platforms apart from CRM, Salesforce. I was happy to contribute myself with different kind of communities, including Slack and AWS and Google Cloud. I'm passionate towards to the artificial intelligence and machine learning programs as well. So without any delay, I think I'll give and again, thanks Prashant for this opportunity to talk on this event today, onto the Pardot Vijayawada group. And this is really, the group is growing a little bit, and we can definitely support you on wherever it's required in order to grow the community. Uh, and without any delay, I think let me jump into an agenda. Today, we would like to talk about state of B2B marketing and advertising evaluation. So I think people understand how a state of B2B marketing currently in the current generation, and how the evaluation of ad studio will be placed a cross-channel strategy within all the marketers. And apart from, want to give you the little overview on the ad studio platform. And so coming to this, it will give you some success on the ad studio for the marketers to bring what are all the real-time use cases where we need to leverage ad studio of the marketing cloud. And again, so I want to bring out the cross-channel strategy for marketers to, of course, this is a point that I would like to talk about it, because many of the medium or ESMB space, or SMB space, they don't have budget. They don't have budget to purchase entire marketing cloud with different kind of a suites inside. So as a person, I can purchase email, SMS, and add DMP or whatever I can do, because I'm an enterprise guy. But a small medium business company people, where they don't have effort, and they don't have cost, which can leverage to perform a cross channel marketing, right? So when that is the case, Salesforce obviously sell a Pardot system, a Pardot product to them, and simply like they could use that system for lead generation and lead nurturing, right? But again, we would like to bring a solution for a SMB, SMB space for making their lives easier, because you have a prospect sits in Pardot, but however, you have a sales cloud. And how I would like to bring the source of audience back into audience ad studio, and then place an ad using a journey builder. So that's because we can't place an ads inside Pardot, right? So I need to think an approach which we can bring the audience from Pardot, and then place an ad with ad audience that what I have generated as a part of Ad Studio, right? And the last but not least, we have a questions and answers, and there's a special quiz where you can earn some certification notice as well. It's a community grow, and so each and every community gives some away packs, vouchers, and all the stuff which you people grow, especially on certifications, or the SWACs and all the stuff, right? Without any delay, let's jump into our agenda now. So this is the state of B2B marketing currently. So in the current generation, the current evaluation of the marketers, where we describe the lead generation efforts as successful, and we people think that is 13% of marketers who describes the lead generation effort as successful, as with different kind of products, including Pardot, including Marketing Cloud, including different kind of marketing systems called HubSpot, Marketo, and all, right? So, but as a customer, how I feel is when I go to any of a website called NTO Store where I'm doing some retail shopping of uh, my different kind of categories, which includes my clothing, which include my the shoes or any other uh, different kind of peripherals at what I require. But it would be great that we could continuously find leads that resembles our best customers, right? So when I think this resemblance in terms of making the customer choice, how to bring all these people together which can place an ads, because I'm looking at one umbrella into NTO retail store, but there are things which really focusing on it, because I may or may not require this, but I require some other stuff. So in order to bring leads together, so how you would like to place an ads? So the buyer always thinks that it comes with a search engine optimization, right? Because when you want to buy something, what do you do normally? So when you know that a real website name, you can go to the website and then you can find out either you can go Flipkart, Amazon, or any other e-commerce deals in India. But think about it. When I really don't know about the product, what I do is I'll go to the search and then I'll put my what I would like to buy. I mean, I'm gonna put something where I want to purchase the top cost umbrella. Then those kind of people, like 93% of people, where they can use a buying process begin with a search mechanism, and after that, few people start go with social media. Around like 75% of business and the buyers who use social media, and the buyers who switch from desktop to mobile, if not mobile is another device, like different kind of devices. So in order to bring all this together, the search engine, the device, and the device mechanism, or the social media, so you want to bring up the evaluation from start to end. So when we started with the old stages, with when we do in our forefathers era, they use a printing press, correct? So printing press to print the any cinema images or something, and then they paste it into the walls of every corner of streets, right? At the same time, when the evaluation comes towards like radio, we have a broadcasting with radio, TV, and then next the digital, the small kind of a digital with when I first started with my journey. So I've used Yahoo when at my BTech third year or something, and after that I've used Google and I created Gmail. uh, I mean, it's like almost like my final year when I was doing some small mini projects as such, so giving some presentations to IIT and all. So it's I use Google to send some presentations to our larger audiences, and of course the Facebook, and after that YouTube. So there is a premium YouTube comes into the picture and a lot of stuff, right? And slowly we have come into mobile and data era. So without using single mobile now currently, uh, we do everything, right? So using one single mobile, so people purchase iPhone 13 plus Pro Max and also it's one of the costliest, right, currently, if I see. But they never hesitate not to purchase any such kind of a mobile, because they want to keep everything into one single place and then do whatever stuff they want to do. So it provides infrastructure, it provides smartphones, it has apps and browsers which you can do whatever the stuff you want. So it always increasing the complexity in terms of making our lives easier. At the same time, it brings all the stuff in a digitally to cooperate different kind of an option that what we have, right? So if we take the center of a stage, how are we spending in terms of, because you have a market size, and how you spend the revenue out of the digital advertising, right? So currently in digital advertising, so what I come to know, the analytics of the stands, it taught almost like 266 billion market in 2018, which is the largest portion of CMO budget. But of course, I can't spend this much of amount uh, as a single company, because I'm not a big enterprise company, right? So how you want to share the budget? You want to share the budget with 55% advertising, rest of the percentage for the marketing teams, right? So you want to bring this budget to solve the critical business challenges like customer acquisition or the engagement. And if you look at the market size, at what it started with 2011 to 2020, every year, we are spending something on digital advertising. That's where it's killing the people, where it really makes sense. Because when you open any other website, so you browse something and they're storing cookies, and then they're sending you uh, some sort of mails or some sort of ads directly into your landing page, right? So that's how it takes a center of stage for advertising in a different ways. And at the same time, like so everybody feels like still there is a gap, right? Because uh, you have a audiences available, but the problem is where you don't know how to place an ad, and you don't have a system that can serve your business. And as a marketer, that what I feel is, so I have qualified audience, I have an unqualified audience, right? So I have a devices information, I have the mobile number of the person, but I don't know how to reach that person. I have a budget unseen and over delivered all the ads. I'm using my Facebook. I'm spending too much of amount on a daily basis to place an ad with the different countries with a different source of attributes. But you see here, the ads that I'm placing now, which is almost like 56 or 60% of an ads that I'm displaying through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. But the problem is that they're not unseen. I mean, it's not been there. Nobody's taking care of it. And the unmailable clicks or unclicks of the ad, which keep me bugging what exactly the customer is doing it, right? You talk about different channels, you look at your identifiers, you're wasting your money and your revenue of interest, your CSAT. So it's a full pain, right? So in order to bring the customer pain points normally, uh, what can help you out? Because you need an ad platform which can bring out your ideas to bring the source of data sitting in different systems. At the same time, build a campaign and customers experience will disconnected and interruptive or too much advertising, which makes customer will go off from your brand to another brand, right? So in order to make all these gaps, right? So what else we need to bring, information. So currently we have if you look at the data closes the gap in digital advertising, right? So because the existing approach has a lack of scale and security, as you see the old systems which don't have any security vulnerable, and then I don't see any security because in the long days they have used 90% of data today was created in the last year, and then data will be available in different kind of a systems, either CRM, email, data warehouse, POS, spreadsheet analytics, and people leverage different kind of MDM systems and all, right? And through connecting devices with different kind of devices, including inaccessible and disconnected systems, and people really don't know where the data has been set, and they really don't know where they kept the data. So ultimately, in papers, in pen drives, in spreadsheets, right? So people really hard think about it to manage this kind of a data, correct? So how the typical B2B prospect flow changes, because when you have so many kind of issues in order to manage the data and how to place an ad, or how to seamlessly bring the data from different source of systems, because you storing all the data in different kind of devices, right? One with Excel, one with pen drive, one with computer, one with, if your computer got any hacks or if your computer got any kind of a virus, then I think this data won't be enough, because you need a systems where it more secureable and more vulnerable in order to meet your targets to connect with different enterprise systems, right? So it's typical flow that what you're currently having in terms of making your life so easier, how you want to nurture and acquire the uh, customer or nothing but a closing deals, right? So you have a data which you can quickly find the business and some gain some insights, and after that you could place an ad, you could acquire, advertise the people to similar to close the leads, and then nurture the same kind of a people with a different kind of ads together, with an email, with ad, or with using some other different channels. So you can continuously optimize your missions, your complete customers via mission programming kind of stuff. So that's what the state of B2B marketing, how it look currently. You have so much of challenges currently, but to hassle free all those challenges, to to make our lives easier, what is the best platform that we can go for? So there is a platforms which can definitely helpful in order to make your lives easier, in order to nurture your leads, making a better productivity in terms of different ads, different kind of channels. So that's nothing but an ad studio. When you look at Ad Studio, so it's a powerful lead generation and account-based marketing system which easily to be configured. And this ad can support multiple kind of platforms, which include Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and of course, Social Studio. And we have an ability that we can connect to some of the interesting and fascinating tools as well that I'm going to talk about. But this is one of the lead generation and account-based marketing which can drive your customer data and you could surely connect your customer data to drive all your Google, Facebook, and different kind of ads at scale. And you can connect it to the entire marketing cloud. As I said, this is something where you could create an audience and run the audience program where you can find out the real-time audience based on the certain attributes with first name, last name, email, and each channel have their own attribute system which is designed for their source channels. Nothing but Google have their own policies. Google have their own mapping system. At the same time, LinkedIn, Facebook, and other systems has their own mapping system. So they have to meet the minimal qualifiable parameters in order to run a program and find a lookalike audience. At the same time, we have different difference of once you run the program, right? So you understand, because I'll go through the demo as well, but I'm just giving you a high level heads up where how a marketer can achieve success with Ad Studio in terms of how your acquisition and the lead program will be happen, how you find a new customers with lookalike audience on Facebook and Google, how you increase the rate of investment on for existing customers campaign for upsell, renewals, and re-engagement, how you stop advertising to customers who already purchased and unhappy or unqualified, right? So there is a process where you can't in the first day or second day you will not get exact details, but there is an amount of effort that you have to put in order to engage your leads closely with an Ad Studio and then place an ad on a right time, so that it will take some weeks in order to make your life easier and getting your lead growth. At the same time, you could increase your lead generation revenue, and you could reduction the budget with prior benchmark as well, because you're spending 56% of your amount in the placing the wrong ads and then clickable links and all. But making this, you should understand who is the right audience. By running this program, you will get to know who is the right audience for me, and after that, how much budget that I can spend directly. So we're using a journey builder inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud, where we could place an ad with the respective ad audiences that what we run a program, and then we could define the benchmark versus the budget as well. That I'm going to showcase in the demo as well. A typical use cases where I'm talking about on a high level. So everybody thinks that, tell me 4 reasons that why advertising audiences will, why I should purchase this product. So of course, so the number one, you can look for acquisitions. You can gain some new customers with lookalike, similar audiences, lead capture. You use these all tools where you can bring the acquisition of your new leads, engagement. So you can establish a relationship to maintain the connections, timely, relevant, nurturing, and you're not leaving that lead to anywhere. So you're keep engaging with the lead with an engagement panel, and you're doing an upsell and cross sell with re-engagement program. I think we're using journey builder. You could design some journeys to build some sort of a wrapper with a kind of retentions, kind of re-engagement with the different kind of a channels what you have. And the separation, for example, is like you can exclude existing customers from acquisition campaign, or you can exclude at-risk customers from promotional ads or any other stuff. So that's all can be leveraged inside your Ad Studio. But in order to support all the systems, like we just need to understand what are all the systems an Ad Studio can be supported, and what is a minimal qualifiable minimums to required and the usage required in order to leverage. When you go to Marketing Cloud Ad Studio, so it will give you an option called, you have an option to place an ad inside Facebook, and currently we have, by using Journey Builder, we can only place an ad in Facebook. We can't leverage any of the ads, or we can't able to place an ad for any other channels except Facebook. So that's a kind of a thing where our Marketing Cloud team is working towards to bring the different channels to place an ad via Journey Builder. But currently Facebook is the only channel which can be supported, and we have other channels where whenever you run a program of Ad Studio to find a lookalike audience, so you need some sort of data required, because you can't go to the 5 records, 10 records, right? Because you find you want to run a program with bunch of audiences, you at least like 10K or 100K, right? If you use 20K records or 30K record or 3 records or 5 records, it doesn't make any sense. You doesn't leveraging the platform as much as possible, right? So you see, the Facebook, the minimum size is 20 matches and 1K recommended the 1K audiences. And you could leverage the standard unique attributes to map the respective Facebook lead, Facebook mapping versus the CRM mapping, and Twitter, Google, LinkedIn, Pinterest. So these are all the channels where you could leverage an Ad Studio to run the ad audience program to find out the lookalike audiences, and use the audiences to place an ad, right? So let me jump into the demo. So hope you understand the program, how it look like, but demo which can give you a lot of significant amount of uh, visual, kind of a visual kind of a stuff, so that you people can really understand how it look like to connect multiple systems and then cross channel make the cross channel marketing strategies using Pardot, Sales Cloud, and at the same time Marketing Cloud, and without any delay. So let me go and then put some objectives. So in this demo, I would like to see the improved data quality and lead generation volume. And I'm going to leverage the CRM data to understand what kind of data that I'm getting into CRM. And then I'm going to use the ad platform to reach the right audience. And at the same time, I would like to manage my marketing outreach and campaigns at a scale. Okay. So these are all the 4 objectives that I would like to display and demo to the current demo today. And we have a outreach with, as I said, like, so I'm going to leverage Salesforce, Pardot, Ad Studio, and a Sales Cloud, Salesforce Sales Cloud, Pardot, Ad Studio, and a Marketing Cloud. Okay, so without any delay, I'm going to jump into a demo, and then we're going to talk about it. Couple of things. So let me first show you how I'm going to start. Okay. Typically, what I would like to showcase today is, today we're going to talk about, I have a Pardot system. Okay, so nothing but let's imagine I'm a customer who I'm sitting in LinkedIn. Okay, I'm sitting in LinkedIn. I'm sitting in LinkedIn, and then I see a post in LinkedIn. So there is a VCFO, a virtual CFO product, which there is some sort of, it's one of the product inside Salesforce, where they look for all the HR management application. So there's ad which a customer can see in LinkedIn, and then they would like to see and then get some relevant newsletter and updates on the respective VCFO. So in LinkedIn, I've posted a VCFO, and as a person, I've registered to the post, and then the data will goes to Pardot, a prospect record created in Pardot, because this is the post where it contains a landing page of Pardot to collect all the prospect information, which include their city, state, and the information all. And I'm collecting part data in the prospect as an inside Pardot. And immediately what I'm doing is I'm going to create a lead in Sales Cloud, and capture all the relevant data. So here we have a sync, a normal connector. It's nothing magic. It's a normal sync connector that we connect with Pardot and Sales Cloud. And after that, I'm going to build a report. Here, I've designed one standard report of Salesforce, a report of Salesforce to bring the relevant prospects, which contains the customer I'm targeting now to the LinkedIn. So I'm going to choose only the LinkedIn. Only the LinkedIn people who registered from here to here. I've created a report. And after that, I have a Marketing Cloud. So this data will flow to Marketing Cloud automatically. This data will goes to SFMC and create a data extension to leverage inside Ad Studio program, right? So here I've just used MC Connect, nothing much. And to import the data, I've used just a normal import activity and automation activity. And then I have connected a data. I've used this data extension to run an ad program, to run an ad audience program using ad audience program using data extension, the one where I got from Pardot, right? And from here, I'm going to run a program. I'm going to configure and run a program. And once I run, after 24 hours, I'll get my lookalike audience. Using this lookalike audience, I'm going to use this audience to place an ad to reach to them as a real time. I'm gonna use Journey Builder to place an ad, FB ad. So I'm gonna apply some cross share, some re-engagement programs, right? Acquisition programs. So I'm used some couple of Journey Builder programs to get my lookalike audience and then place an ad for them. Okay, so this is what overall program. So you have a Pardot system, and you have a Sales Cloud, and you have a Marketing Cloud, right? So you're leveraging all, and you're automating everything. This process is entirely automation. So you don't require someone to manually dump all the data. Whenever somebody has been enabled here, automatically the data will flow and then sit here. And then it will automatically landing into the ad program, and automatically because we need to configure the ad audience program, and every we can schedule that program for every 4 hours, because leads keep coming from LinkedIn to Pardot, right? Because we need to schedule that ad audience program for every 4 hours, so that all the data will flow and then run, and after that it will be flown to Journey Builder, right? So this is our program currently. So let's jump into it and then see how a configuration look like. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll go to the LinkedIn. So in LinkedIn, I have my Epistoki. So I'm gonna find out my my activities. So here I have an activities of. I'm gonna find out, because this activity has been so long. Where it is? Let me find out. Okay. Yeah, here it is. So Epistoki Group has posted something on this Pardot where it is, as a customer, I see there's a professional services product is this guys has been built, and then let's see what it is exactly. Let's see some sort of demo what these guys has been built. Okay, so as a customer, I go here, I see a landing page, and then what I'll do is I'll go and then fill some details about maybe I'm gonna put some detail. I'm gonna take Priya Sam. I'm from TCS. Priya.Sams at tcs.com. So I'm based out of India. How did you hear about us? Social post. I have 130, some relevant data, some relevant information. Hello, demo needed. So once I click on submit, automatically this immediate prospect will be creating in the backend, right? So I'll go and then show to you by logging into the system of Pardot. I can look into it. So first, so what we actually, this step is done. So I've seen a post in LinkedIn called VCFO landing page, and I've submitted my landing form. I'll see whether the prospect has been creating in Pardot or not. So I came to the Sales Cloud. I'll go to the Pardot. I click on Pardot. So here I'll go to the prospects. And I can see active is here. The prospect has been created here called Priya Sam, and so this owner ID has been assigned as a null. So without any delay, I'm going to change a proper owner ID. So here, you see here, a prospect has been creating in Pardot with all the detail that what we captured inside Salesforce. See here, the prospect saved successfully, and then it has been synced to Sales Cloud as well. See here has been captured all the information about thing, and you see the product where she has been interested, or he has been interested, and there is a message which we captured, and we captured the source where it's been coming from, LinkedIn. And now this prospect has been synced to Sales Cloud. So I clicked on Sales Cloud, the blue color icon, and that take me to the Sales Cloud of Pardot. So this is a screen of Priya, and see here the Priya has been captured. We captured all the data where the leads was coming from, the company and the Priya's location and all the details. Now, as I said, I want to bring this data back to Marketing Cloud, but before I need to build a report. So what you have to do is you have to create a report inside Salesforce. So let's go to the reports. So I have a report which is already designed for VCF for LinkedIn leads, because these are all the leads coming from VCF. You see here currently total 35 records, and you see Priya's record as well is here, Priya Sam. So this record. So I've just used this report. I built this report for only capturing LinkedIn, only for the LinkedIn prospects. I got this report. So now what I can do is, the next step, you have to go to the Marketing Cloud. And before, in order to go to the Marketing Cloud, you have to use a Marketing Cloud connector in order to connect with this Sales Cloud versus your Marketing Cloud system. I'm going to logging into it. Now I'll go my authenticator. So in Marketing Cloud, what you have to do is you have to create one import activity. So once you're logging into the system, you have to go to the email in Marketing Cloud, and so currently we have done these steps. So the sync lead in Sales Cloud, we build a report to bring the relevant prospect from LinkedIn. And now using MC Connect, we connected both Marketing Cloud to Sales Cloud. And I'm going to do import activities and automations to get the data from report to Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Okay. I came here. I'm going to use interaction import. So what you have to do is you have to create one import activity. That's just simple. You just click on create. So once you click on create, so it will ask you the name of the import activity that what you would like to see. I'm going to see some VCFO Vijayawada dot test. Okay. Now I'm going to use here, the file location is sitting in Salesforce objects and reports. Just click on this report, click on select. And from here, you could just search with your report with the name, maybe LinkedIn. Now you could see here the report that you created inside your Sales Cloud. So you see the VCF for LinkedIn leads. Choose this report, click on OK. Once you click on OK, it will ask you to customize your data extension generation. So you have to see the fields at what you've seen in the report, right? So you see first name, last name, company, email, street, city, state, zip, and country. So the same fields available here, and you have just to choose every field here. And then you should not keep the values are nullable, because you have to keep some of the values where you should get the data from Pardot, or sometimes it would be blank. So you should keep always a nullable value here. Just click on save. And from here, you see here you have an option to send a notification email. Whenever this import job runs, automatically a notification will goes to the corresponding admin who set up this import activity. But for now, I'm not keeping anything because I'm just confident on my import activity. So here I've just clicked on save. I've clicked on save. So what I can do is, after this, I have an import activity. Then what I do is, because I need to build an automation to run this program on every 4 hours, because I'm requesting my Sales Cloud or my admin team design an automation to bring the data from Sales Cloud every 4 hours, so that we could get this latest data every 4 hours or every 1 hour as well. What I'll do is, I'll go to an automation platform. I'll just click on Automation Studio. Now I'm going to create a new automation. So the starting source that I'm going to use a schedule. source because I want to schedule this for every 18th, right? I'm going to start from 18th. So my time today at 7:11 in Singapore. I'm going to choose 7. I'm going to choose from 7:30, and I'm going to choose my Singapore time, GMT +8. And then I'm going to request yes, run every 1 hour, and after 1 hour the recurrences. I just click on done. So currently I've kept as passed, and after that I'm going to drop. I have an import file activity, so just click on import file here, drag and drop, just choose this, and you see here the import activity that what I've designed. So choose the import activity, look at your all map by header row. This is important for file mapping, and see the skip rows for the bad data, and you have all the options. Just click on done, and now just click on save, and then put the automations with maybe VCFO, VCFO part dot Vijayawada test. Okay, then I clicked on save. So once I click on save, so I'm going to just run for a sake because I want to run once and then show how the audiences will go and then store in the data extension. I just click on run once. I'm going to choose all the activities. I'm going to click on run now. So once I click on run now, if you look at the activity, you see the automations will started. Okay, so let me run again. Okay, so it's in the back and it's because it's already ran, so I'm a little bit aggressive to start once again. So it's running in the backend. So let's look at the run has been completed and it don't have any issues and success rate is 100%. Let's go back and then check it out whether the data has been imported into the data extensions or not. Okay, let's go back to the Salesforce email, or you can use this, especially you can use the contact builder as well, not a problem. Just click on the contact builder and then you can go to the data extensions. Let's see if any questions meanwhile team has. Okay, Prashant is answering. Thanks, Prashant. So I'll go to the data extensions. So this data extensions, you can see here, I have a data extension with VCF of Vijayawada part.test that what I've created. And you see the respective prospects has been loaded directly from our import activity to automation back to the data extension. See the same records and use the PR record as well here. See, I'm gonna put 200. Now we could see, you see here the record where we created in the LinkedIn PSM TCS. So this data has been come. So as a next step, so where we are currently in the landing page, so we got the data extension created here. So successfully using automation and import activity. And now what we can do is we can go to the Ad Studio. So it's Ad Studio is one more product inside Marketing Cloud, and you could purchase Ad Studio as a separate SKU. So don't worry. I mean, you can purchase Ad Studio as a separate SKU as well. And you don't require a full-fledged Marketing Cloud instance. You can opt for a special product from the advertising platform. Okay. So now here I'm logging into Ad Audience platform, nothing but Advertising Studio inside Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Now I have so much of stuff here. So what I can do is I'll probably delete this because these are all creating a lot of mess for me. So let me delete this audience. So I don't want to run the audience because I'm using a dummy audience for now. So I don't want to do it. Well, so I don't have anything currently. So here my job is to, I have a source of data available. I have a data available. So what I can do is I'm going to run a program. I'm going to create a new audience program here. So what I can do is I click on create audience. And now what I can do is I'm going to name the audience name, and I'm going to put the description, the onboarding partner, destination, and add account as well. Okay. So let me see once it stops refresh. Let me refresh. I'm going to put the audience name today like Vijay part dot community. I'm going to put the description. We are running this program to find a lookalike audience. The onboarding partner. So this onboarding partners, we don't have anything. The destination where I'm going to choose. So you want it in Facebook, Twitter, Google AdWords, LinkedIn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this audience to place an ad inside Facebook, or find an audience, find a lookalike audience inside Facebook. So I'm going to choose a Facebook. I'm going to choose my Facebook ad account, click on configure. So here I've clicked on configure. So I'll have an option of the configure. So here you will see an option where a data extensions and a contacts, right? You can import, you can choose an existing contact list as well to create a new customer list, or else you could choose a data extension, because we've done all the job from Pardot to Marketing Cloud. So ultimately you have to look at the data extension. And once I clicked on this data extension, where you can see my data where I've got from Pardot, I've just choose a data extension. I clicked on select. So when I click on select, so I'll have an option where you'll have a data origin. This data origin is nothing but where the data has been selected. It is like, it is provided by users or provided by partners or provided by both users and partners. So for now, I'm going to choose provided by both users and partners. And here, what I can do is I'm going to map the respective information from email to email. And I'm going to choose first name to first name, because I'm going to use a very less mapping, because as per the best practice, it should be very less mapping. Ideally get the more number of lookalike team, the lookalike audiences. I'm going to choose first name, last name, and email. And at the same time, I'm going to use, maybe I'm going to use country, right? Because I want to targeting for a specific country currently. Now I've mapped the fields. Now I have an option here to find out a lookalike audience. Now my lookalike audience name is source is India. So I'm targeting for India now. I'm going to choose optimize for reach. I'm going to choose a country with whatever the country that what I have. I'm going to choose India. So once I choose an India, so if you have another optimized reach, is nothing but a filter, because you have the data of all 35 records of leads are different countries, but most of your leads are India, but you're targeting to run an ad audience program in India location. So you can choose India, and at the same time, you can choose some other parameter as well. You could use some other parameter which includes some different kind of information as well, right? So now I'm going to choose an India for now, and the notifications will help you out for while running a program of Ad Studio for lookalike. You want to send any email notification for your admin who set up this Marketing Cloud ad program, and you could design whatever the notifications you would like to see. Once you have done it, what you have to do is you just clicked on save. See, this has been saved, and in order to run the program, you just clicked on activate. So once you click on activate, you will have an option refresh manually by your admin team, or else you could schedule refreshes, because I'm going to put a refresh every 1 day, or you want to keep every 1 week, or at a specific time, as I said, right? In order to get the pure audiences, I recommending on the Marketing Cloud recommending to have at least a day at 24 hours of time. So now I'm going to choose manually for now. I've clicked on activate. So once I clicked on activate, so here I'll have an option to check it out. Here, there are some permissions required in the Facebook ad account of mine, because I've not set it up those. So you have to go to the respective Facebook ad manager link, and then you have to select some operations. But however, how it happens in real time is, whenever you activated this program, automatically in the overview tab, you have a panel here to look into it, what exactly what you're doing is, and what are all the respective channels that you have set it up, and what are all the channels you already run it. Because you see here, my LinkedIn count is less than 300, because my audience is required, the minimal audience is required as per the best practice that what I recommended. In order to run the program, you have to leverage this at least a data of 1K recommended for run an audience of Facebook, 500 matches for Twitter, Google 1000 matches, LinkedIn minimum 300 matches for 10K recommended. You need a bulk data, at least a 10,000 records of source data, which is required in order to run any kind of a program. So once you run the program, what happens is it will give you an option of match count, at the same time match rate, whether your audiences that what you have a source audiences matching with your LinkedIn audiences or not. The system automatically find out the first name, last name, email of the one of the customer inside LinkedIn called a LinkedIn user. And if it matches, and automatically it will be counted as a match rate 1%. So the same time, if it matches everything, it will be counted as 100% match rate. So once it runs a program for 24 hours, internally in the backend, we'll get one data extension will be created called add audience data extension. That data extension will be sit under one of where your VCF for LinkedIn has been sit, right? The same way, once you run the program, a data extension will be sit in the backend, and you could leverage the data extension to place an ads. Now, once you run this, once you done this audience, you will have an option every 24 hours. This will be refreshed. You can design a schedule option to refresh automatically, or you can manually go here and then just click on refresh. Okay. So once you get the audiences, a lookalike audience from different social channels that what you've set it up of the programs, you created audience for LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and all this stuff, right? So you'll get multiple data extensions sitting in the backend. Once you got the data of the lookalike, what you have to do is you have to go back to the journey builder. Now here we are currently. So add program we have run and configure this. You can see here every 24 hours this will be refreshed and it will get a lookalike audience data. So these two steps were done. After that, so I'm going to use a journey builder and I'm going to place an ad because I'll get to know my lookalike audience. I get to know the audience are sitting in this Facebook channels. Then what I do is I'm going to perform a nurture lead operations. I'm going to do a re-engagement program via journey builder. So now in Marketing Cloud, you have to go back to the journey builder. What I can do is I'm going to create one new journey. It's a pure multi-step journey that I'm going to design for today. I've clicked on new journey. I'm going to choose a multi-step journey. So I'm going to choose my data extension. So here I'm going to choose my source of data extension sitting in data extension. Any data that what I have. So currently, because I haven't run the program, so if you have run the program, you see the data inside sitting in data extensions. You have to choose a data extension from here. Once you set up that, what will happen is you have to leverage, you see here advertising, you have to choose an ad audience. Once you choose an ad audience, here you will see an option where you set it up the audience program in Facebook, right? The same way you have to choose a destination of Facebook. And here I'm not configure any entry source for before mapping because I have a problem in Facebook mapping rules, Facebook ad account of mine. If you have a perfect Facebook ad account permissions, everything, then you have an option here to choose the ad account of a respective person, right? And then you can choose a data origin, the one where we selected, right? The same way you can select directly here. You can map the respective attributes and you just clicked on done. Once you clicked on this, you have an option. You have an option to, oh shit. Sorry. Now I'm gonna use an ad audience, but before I'm gonna choose an ad campaign. And what I can do is once I place an ad, I'm gonna re-engage these guys with the target split. So let me close this. I'm gonna leverage this. So this ad campaign I'm going to configure. So this ad campaign, I'm gonna choose the campaign that where I would like to send, because I got my audience from the refresh list from ad audience program. I'm gonna choose an audience name saying that targeting for retail customers. I'm gonna choose my ad account. I'm gonna choose my origin. So here I'll go to the next. I'm gonna creative name retail and your target to the new umbrella. So here I'm gonna choose my NTO retail sales starts 30% discount. I have a display link. I have link description, but go and grab the deals. I have an image where I have used for demo, so I'm going to use this. And now I have an option like whenever customer just clicked on shop now, we'll take them to this display link of retail. So now creative info. I'm gonna choose a Facebook page. So now once I choose my Facebook page where I would like to place an ad with all these details, now I'm going to choose my preview of the respective ad look like when I go to the Facebook. I look at the mobile preview. At the same time, I'll have an option for desktop preview as well. See the preview, how it look like. So this is how you can manage your preview before it placing an ad inside Journey Builder. And then now when I click on shop, now it automatically take me to the respective NTO retail website. So here is the desktop, how the desktop look like. So it'll display desktop version as well. So once you set up or done the preview, so you have an option to go back to the next, and then you can choose the the campaign name, VJ part community. You can specify the specific ad category you're targeting to. Maybe choose for electronics and politics, and you see the total spend, that how much you are going to send this promotion, how much that you're spending your daily budget for the next 100 days. So now it'll ask you all the information and click on next. But here I'm going to choose some 200. Here 250. I clicked on next, and I'll get the preview complete option of your ad campaign, how much budget will take, because here you will define the budget and the number of days. And now once you've done it, you just clicked on done. So once you clicked on done, the ad campaign has been placed by using an audio audience that what you have run the program in advertising platform. So it will automatically place an ad. So once you place an ad, so you have an option for you to engage. You could leverage different kind of an option. So you can join this, you could leverage a join activity, or you can leverage any information of the flow controls, and then you could define any decision split, and then you can talk about multiple channels. Maybe you want to send an email to the same customer once you place an ad, so you will get some information from the customer. So you could send an email, or else you could send any kind of an inbox, or you could use any push notification to them, right? So you could use your cross-channel marketing skills to place or connecting with the customers on a real time. So this way you could manage a cross-channel marketing program to target the right audience using advertising audience platform, and then it could make your customers re-engage all the time, and you could refresh their strategies, you could refresh their minds to stick with our product, right? So this is where the communications of cross-channel works in a multiple ways. So let's go back to this, and then you can see here the flow has been completed. So using Journey Builder, I'm going to place an ad inside FB. So for re-engagement of all my customers to get to know and connect with them in real time with multiple channel programs that what we have. So that's how this entire system of Ad Studio, the Part Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and then Advertising Studio, and then use a Journey Builder. So you can use many systems to combine together to bring your customers in a real time. You can have a good acquisition, you have a good cross channel, you have a good percentage of lead generation as well, right? So making this thing to be happen, it's a pure configuration where you don't require any coding skills as well. It just required some sort of brains where you can configure to the system and then make it connect all together, right? Let's go back to the demo, go back to the presentation. Now where we are currently. Yep. So this is the demo flow that what I've presented. So the leads has been come from Part as an onboarding process. I'm collaborating with the target audience using Sales Cloud. I've designed a report, and then after that I've find a lookalike audience to Ad Studio, and then publishing ad using Journey Builder, right? So that's how this entire flow is going to be worked out, and we have done the demo. So that's it pretty much, that what I have, and exactly I've taken 1 hour of time. And thank you for the opportunity, Prashant. I think it's sounding good. We have completed in a year, and looking forward for next year, and delivering more level of content, guys. And then again, thank you for this opportunity, Prashant. So I'll continue to talk on multiple sessions on this. Let me see if anyone has any questions. So let's see. If the lead doesn't have FB, he will not get the ad. If lead doesn't have an FB, yes, you're right, Madhukar, because we are targeting for, because I've choose a LinkedIn right currently, but because in Journey Builder, the Facebook is the only channel where Journey Builder supports. That's why I've chosen Journey Builder. But in a real time for Facebook, so you have to grab the leads from the Facebook, and we have an option to get the leads directly into Marketing Cloud. You don't require all these operations. Let me tell you what, because you don't require to perform all these operations if you want to grab the leads directly from Facebook. So you have an option in Salesforce in Marketing Cloud called lead import. You see in the AppExchange, you see the lead capture. Use this lead capture functionality to connect to your direct Marketing Cloud, direct Facebook ad page, and bring the leads into Marketing Cloud. So this is the legacy tool where it'll give you an option where you could directly bring as many of the people aware of it. You see here, you just clicked on this new task, and you could choose the respective Facebook page, because I don't have permissions currently, because it does require some permissions, but it'll automatically done. What you have to do is you have to just install the lead capture manage install package directly from Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And once you get this, you could create a task inside lead capture and then bring the leads directly from Salesforce ad page. And then once you run the program, it automatically stores your link Facebook prospects into data extension, and then use this data into the ad studio and run the ad program and then place an ad. And then you can use Journey Builder, because Journey Builder supports Facebook to place an ad, and then you could use that entirely in a different. But there's a problem with LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, you can't place an ad inside Journey Builder via, you can't place a LinkedIn ad via Journey Builder, because it won't support the current product of Ad Studio. Journey Builder won't support any other channels except Facebook. That's a problem. Yeah, that's what it's like. We can't actually. So only Facebook is the only channel where you could leverage and place an ad. So that's what the problem is, because you see here when you place an ad. So when I go to this Journey Builder, unfortunately, where you can't see anything other than this LinkedIn, other than Facebook. It will not show you the select account. It will just show you only the Facebook account. So that's where the current issue with the Marketing Cloud. So when I choose this data extension, I choose this ad campaign, right? So when I set up this ad campaign, so I'll get only the option to choose the ad account is only the Facebook is the only. It will not show you other accounts. You see here, F is only enabled. It will not show any other account. That's a problem. So you could only use the Facebook as an ad network currently in Journey Builder in order to place an ad. But you see, right, because the same Facebook audience are sitting in LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter, right? Maybe why don't we think in that approach? Because the same people sitting in Facebook, Twitter. So maybe we'll get a lookalike audience and from LinkedIn source of channel in the Ad Studio program. But we could use the cross channel strategy, right? You run the program in LinkedIn you run the LinkedIn ad audience program in advertising platform, and you'll get the leads in the backend. You could use the same leads to place an ad using Facebook as well, right? So why don't we treat like this, right? Because why don't we think like this, right? Because people are sitting in different channels, and maybe you could target in a different way. Of course, the match will not be countable, but of course, the ad will definitely attract people sitting in different channels, because I'm a guy who is Twitter all the time, and I'm the guy, I already have an account in LinkedIn. So my match count is matching in the LinkedIn, and one record of ad audience mine will be creating in the data extension. But you can use the same data to place an ad in my Facebook as well, because I'm the same person, right? So the ad will become to my notification as well. So I'm going to choose an ad. I'm going to select the ad, and then I'm going to look into the ad. So that's how it works. So if we are using lookalike audience for retail using Journey Builder, then maybe we can receive a high volume of unsubscribe, as those lookalike audience may be not aware about our next new approach in Journey Builder. It's a good question, Guldeep. Yeah, of course. So some people where they'll, because we're just placing an ad, and then after that we are continuing our journey with multiple channels, right? Maybe we can send an email for him on attractive pricing discounts and all. Maybe he unsubscribed from our he is one of the prospect, but unfortunately he unsubscribed from our communication channels. So that's something where we could leverage those people for re-engagement program again. So where we could use our Pardot engagement studio, which you can re-engage in a different perspective, and we could bring them back to the Marketing Cloud. And of course, once the prospect has been inactivated, of course we'll bring the same prospect directly from Pardot, because of course the complaints will come into the picture. But if you want to re-engage again, so we would like to run a different programs altogether in Pardot to re-engage again with them on a different approaches that what marketers think about it. In FB, with the same name, we have multiple users, how to get a real lead? It's a good question again. So of course, we have a multiple names. So that's why we're targeting about, right? Because we're going to choose, while I'm using a data attribute mapping, I've choose a less mapping currently, first name, last name, email, and the respective source. The email is unique, as you are aware of it, because when you see, I can't create one email with unique of my name. So automatically the Facebook will choose the email as an attribute, which can find out whether the person is a real person or the lookalike, the real lookalike person or not. So that's where I've demonstrated here what is the minimal attribute that what it does. So here inside your marketing cloud, you have the standard unique attributes, and the Twitter, it will follow what kind of attributes. So what most of the times Facebook and Twitter and all the channels does is email address, they'll take it as unique. Based on that, it automatically capture and find out the lookalike audience. It will match the count of one for lookalike count of one for one person who matches with the email address. I believe it is email address, because that's why the product run. Because if you not capture email address, you see the same first name last name contains, and if you see the same email address, then it's a problem for us. That's where every customer, every company make a validation with the email address as a unique field, right? So that's how it works. Any other questions? I think it's good questions, Madhukar, Kuldeep, and really appreciate. It's a good session as well. That what you, I hope you got some good content on this session, and you hope you understand. Let's try to do something good, and let's talk to your marketers, and then bring all systems together to find a cross-channel marketing strategies with multiple channels. Let's try out to put some ads in different channels, and then bring the leads from different channels to play together, and let's see how it works. Okay. So if any questions, I'm happy to help you, and you can connect me on different channels, and then you can post me any question that what you would like to see in terms of not only for ad story or anything you would like to ask me in Salesforce. I'm happy to help you. And that's it for this session. And again, this is the last session on this community event, and I'd like to say thanks to Prashant and all the folks who are joining on, continuing on the sessions. Keep come and learn a good content, and at the same time,